Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. In a world filled with endless opportunities, why would two men who have built 13 multi-million-dollar businesses altruistically invest 5 hours per day to teach you the best practice business systems and moves that you can use? Because they believe in you, and they have a lot of time on their hands. They started from the bottom, now they're here. It's the Thrive Time Show, starring the former U.S. Small Business Administration's Entrepreneur of the Year, Clay Clark, and the entrepreneur trapped inside an optometrist's body, Dr. Robert Zillner. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses.
We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, now we're here.
Mr. Clyde started from the bottom, and now we're at the top, teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. C's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of 5, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the CNC up on your radio, and now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here.
All right, JT, on today's show, we're going to play kind of like a game show here.
Cool.
Okay. This is the way the game show is going to work. Okay. I always tell people in my books, stop throwing gutter balls. That's what my business coaching is. No gutter balls. Okay. It's like bumper bowling for business to make sure you don't fail. But by default in America today, folks, I want everyone to look this up and assume I'm making this up. We all go to usdebtclock.org. We go there. In America today, not that America is the only country in the world, but that's the one I'm focused on. There are 9 million people who are self-employed in America today. 336 million people are self-employed or who live here. There's 336 million people that live in America. There are 9 million that are self-employed, which means only 3% of our population-ish is self-employed. All right? Now, of that group, of that elite team, we'll call this elite team the self-employed team, 96% of those businesses will fail. Which means if only 3% of the population is self-employed and 96% of those fail, you have to have a church or a conference with 1,000 people in it.
Yeah.
If you want to play this game.
Okay.
And you'd say, all right, folks, do a quick survey. How many of you are self-employed? And in a room of 1,000 people, you would have about 30 that would stand up in an average audience.
Yep.
And you go, how many of you are successful? A lot of people are going to sit down. You're going to find about 1. Because you got about a 1 in 1. Hopefully people are understanding the profundity of this idea.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a very, very small percentage. And just to give you real stats here, in America today, okay, you got 9 million self-employed people. So let's just do the math. 9 million self-employed people in America. And if you say that only 4% of them are successful, not 4%, then you have really only 360,000 people in our country that have figured out how to run a successful company. Now, that being said, you are a guy who you're building what I would call a portfolio. You're building a golden goose. You're planting a tree that will produce you fruit. You've built one successful company. You're building more. You're doing it. I'm watching it happen. It's exciting. You've got the one rental property over here. You got the business over here. It's starting to come together.
Yep.
You got your first book that you wrote, which if anybody hasn't checked out your book, you go to jtlawson.com. So you got a lot. It's cooking.
Yeah,
It's cooking.
coming together.
It's all coming together. And so, but we've got here in my newest book, if you go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire, thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire, you can download my newest book and all my books. You can download my newest book here called A Millionaire's Guide, How to Become Sustainably Rich. And if you turn in that book to page 5, A Millionaire's Guide, How to Become Sustainably Rich, there are 14 aspects to growing a business. And I'm going to let you pick what part of the business that you want to focus on today before we introduce today's guest, David, the founder of Monkey Life.
I would like to focus on Number 3, actually.
Number
But I
three.
think that's big for a lot of people.
Define your the work week and the number of hours that you're willing to work. Okay, here we go. Box 3. How many hours are you willing to work, and what are your boundaries? Now, David, I'll go first, and then you can one-up me, okay? What I like to do is I like to have a calendar, and then I design my calendar so I'm not shocked when my workday starts.
Yeah.
So today, our first client meeting, our first coaches meeting, our staff meeting was at 6 a.m. Then I have another meeting at 7. Then a meeting with 8 at Steve Currington at 8. Then a meeting at 9. Then 9:30. Then boom, 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 and I'm just going. That's how I like to roll. I build my schedule, and if you'll notice, on Sunday, not really a lot of stuff on Sunday. There's no real work things on Sunday.
Yeah.
And you notice Saturday, there's nothing really going on after about 5 o'clock on Saturday. And if you notice, every day it kind of ends right around 6. So it's almost like there's a pattern where I've designed my schedule. And because I've been married 23 years, guess who endorses my schedule as well?
Your wife.
Right. Now, guess what my wife is doing during the day? I don't know. We've got 5 kids, and she's doing mom stuff. She's in the Suburban, taking the kids here, taking them there. I think one of the kids right now has a performance coming up in a couple weeks. I'll be at the performance. I just don't know about the day-to-day tactical. I don't know who's going where. I don't know when the lessons are. I don't know, because I'm focused on my business. And, do you think that she knows my schedule? No, but she can log on and see it when she wants.
Yep.
And so that's how we do it. So the hours that I'm willing to work every single day I like to get up at 3. That's kind of when I like to wake up, but I like to work specifically. I like to go from about 5 to about 6 every day. Some days work a little later, some days start a little earlier, but that's my flow, 6 days a week. David Frazier, you built this very successful company, Bunky Life, but you've also built a wonderful life. I mean, you're building a family and you have boundaries. Everyone has different boundaries. Tell us about your schedule and what you're doing there at Bunky Life.
Yeah, I try to get up at 5 every day, and then I try to wrap things. Most of my serious business stuff I try to wrap by 5, but oftentimes it bleeds into 6. So kind of 5 to 5, and then at certain times there's like little sprints. So we just had a big kind of promotion last week. So I worked till 11 o'clock most nights those days. But now I'm in more of a chill time. I got up at still got up at 5, but I just kind of puttered around. So I like to have a very regimented 6 days a week, 5 to 5 kind of like baseline, and then you can scale up sometimes. And then what I find is after you do something like that, you probably want to take it a little chill for a couple of days after, like whatever the big thing, the big push was. That's just kind of how I roll. But I think 6 days a week, getting up at 5, if you can do those 2 things, you got to think about it, right? Most people are working, well, on paper 5 days a week, but they actually probably mail it in on Friday. So they're really putting in 4 days of actual work a week. And so if you work 6 days, which I believe is the way the Lord intended, you're like, you're doing 50% more work than they are. And you're just going to get ahead. And that 50% is like the extra that you can actually bank and save and put towards more things. So it actually compounds and starts to snowball down the hill for you if you do that.
Now, we've interviewed so many people, JT, on the show that are just ridiculously successful.
Yeah.
And so when you go to thrivetimeshow.com, and I don't know that I point this out enough, but when you go to our podcast page and you look at the featured guests, we've interviewed, just so you know, Steve Jobs, his first employer, the founder of Atari, the guy who started Chuck E. Cheese and who started Atari, Steve Jobs, his first boss. We've interviewed him on the show.
Oh,
so
nice.
He's been a guest on the show, Nolan Bushnell. He's been on the Thrive Time show, and a great guest, great guy. And he explains to you what it was like to be Steve Jobs for his boss. There he is, Nolan Bushnell. We've also interviewed Steve Jobs, his first key employee. What? Yeah. So people say, have you really? Yeah, we have. Really? When? Yeah. Guy Kawasaki, we've interviewed him twice. So we've interviewed Steve Jobs, his first key employee, and we've also interviewed his boss. So we've kind of interviewed all, and you say, well, really? Yeah. And we've interviewed Robert Greene, the best-selling author of 48 Laws of Power, a book that, in my opinion, everybody should read so that you know how people will try to screw you. And it's like a book it's like a shield against
Yeah.
jackassery. The people that read the book and use it as like their strategy session, I worry about those people. But the people do use it all the time against you, so you need to know those moves. John Maxwell, Seth Gold, John Maxwell, best-selling leadership author. David Bach, David Bach's book, The Automatic Millionaire, is so incredible. That gets me excited just talking about it. The Automatic Millionaire, it's so good. And we interview these people, and none of these people, JT, none of them are going, what I do is I primarily seek life balance, and I leave on Fridays, around noon. And overall, I wake up when I feel like it. I just let my alarm wake me up, and then I get to the office around, 10. I sort of, I stand on an ergonomic, thing that keeps my feet from getting sore. And I, just I don't want to get anxiety from working too hard, and I just sort of meditate and ruminate till about 4, get on a zero impact treadmill till about 5, I just sort of put on sweatpants and watch J-Lo and, Justin Bieber and Ice Spice videos. That's kind of what I just never see. I mean, these people work hard.
Yeah.
But yet most people are hardly working. What question would you have for David Frazier, who has built a very successful company, bunkylife.com? I mean, he's done it very intentionally. He's doing it. What question would you have for him?
Yeah. So I guess question I would have is, what was your because you can learn from successes, but I think most people learn from failures. And so you can either fail yourself or you can learn from other people's failures. So what was one of your biggest things that you had to overcome, or one of your failures there?
Yeah, so prior to Bunky Life, I had a wedding entertainment company, and and I also used to be a professional musician, so I'd travel around and play. So a lot of those things that I learned through that, like those failures, were, and I also had a little piano business for about 3 months, where I was teaching piano lessons.
Okay.
The main thing I learned from that, that whole thing is, like, you got to find a way as quickly as you can to not have to trade your time for money. Because with being a professional musician, you kind of got to be there. If like a Filipino version of David Cavan Fraser showed up at a gig, people are like looking forward to seeing David Cavan Fraser. It's really tricky to pull that off. They really need to be me there. And so I realized, like, you hit a ceiling. It doesn't matter what that ceiling is. You do hit a ceiling eventually with that type of a model. So yeah, so Bunky Life is more of a product-based business, or a business that I could outsource the delivery of. I didn't have to go and build every single bunkie. So that was a lesson I think I learned. That was probably the best. And then the piano lesson thing just was like the worst business.
I want
Yeah.
to interject one thing, because what you said I agree with, but I also want to add just a little angle to this. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a guy I know who I've met him. He's an acquaintance. Okay. So we're not like buddies, but I called him because I wanted to carve a tree into the shape of like a bear
Yeah.
at one of my properties. And I called the guy because his work is all over Tulsa. And I get a hold of the guy. He's tough to get a hold of, by the way. So I call him, go to his website, which looks like he hasn't updated his website ever. His phone, it's tough to get a hold of him. I get him on the phone. He says, "Hey," and I'm going, "Yeah, I wanted to see how much you charge to carve a tree into a, bear." He's, right now, about $5,000. And I'm going, does it take like a week or a day or a month? Well, it's about $5,000. And you could tell he wasn't really wanting to pitch. And I go, "When's your next availability?" He's like, "Well, probably next year." I'm like, "So probably $5,000, probably next year." Yeah. I'm just, so I'm like, I'm just curious. I mean, I love your work. What's your goal, or what do you do? He goes, "I love it. I love carving the trees. I like it. I'm into it. It's exciting for me. No employees. It's pretty awesome."
Yeah.
So I was going, "Really?" Well, anyway, I found other people who live in the Utica area who've hired the guy. And they're like, "This dude wears a headset like what you have on, David, there. He's got, a headset like what I'm wearing. And he's, and he's out there having a great time.
Yeah.
And he's into it. And the market is really loving this guy's work. So, and he's his marketing consists of being in your yard in front of a mansion. And he's just, and his staff consists of him. And he's just out there, and the neighbors will gather around, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, look at this. This guy's carving a whale out of this tree. This guy's carving a beaver. This guy's making a king and a cat. This guy's carving a tree stump into it. And people are blown away. And they go, can we hire you? Well, yeah, where do you live? Right here. Oh, next to the neighbor. Yeah, okay. Well, how much is it? About $5,000. When can you start? Today. Okay. So this guy's going around the neighborhood picking up $5,000 a day. $5,000 every 2 days. No marketing budget. No real website to speak of, no excitement to get new customers, and he's killing it. Yeah. And he's so happy. And it's like, wow. The other example I'll give you, because I'm just trying to, somebody out there, there's two different people right now listening, and you're the person who wants to carve the tree, or you're the guy who wants to make the scalable business. I don't know where you're at. I'm not. Another example, and then this is a guy I spent a little more time with. He came from South America, and he's jacked. And I ran into him at a party because my friend of mine turned 40 and invited me to his party at Utica, also Utica. And I go there and the guy's jacked. I mean, he's clearly jacked. And I'm like, what do you do? And he's like, I'm a personal trainer. I'm like, how many clients do you have? 15 clients. Well, what do you charge? I'm not really looking for business. And I talked to my buddy Joe. I said, what does this guy charge you? And he's like, yeah, it's between $2,000 and $1,500 a month. I'm like, per client? Yeah. They go to the guy, do you have any business cards? No, I don't do business cards. Do you have a website? No, I don't do business. So what do you charge? 1,500 to 2,000, probably 2,000. And he's just no interest in trying to get business, but he's jacked.
Yeah.
And so I start talking to him because I'm at this party and I'm DJing and I'm going, you have 15 clients? Yeah. How much does the average person pay you? 2,000. So you're making 30,000 a month? How many hours a week do you work? 45? Because each session is an hour.
Yeah.
He's like, so you make $45,000 a month and you have no employees? Yeah. And where's your office? He's like, well, people come to my house. So and I'm like, so I go to my buddy Joe. I'm like, does this guy have a big house? He's like, it's like the biggest house. He has no employees. You understand this? He has no employees. So, and he works out with the client. So think about that for a second. This is a guy who's into fitness. So David, he's like, while you do push-ups, while you're resting, I'll do push-ups. So it's like he's getting his workout in 45 times. He's doing 45 workouts a week and he's just jacked, So, I mean, what you said about escaping your personal ability to earn is so true. It's 100% true. And it's also the exact opposite of what some people want to do.
Yeah.
So you got to really think about it today, like, what do you want your life to be like? That's a powerful question.
Yeah. Because I know, Clay, you said one time, and I don't know the full story.
Yeah.
But believe you were working with a nutritionalist.
Yeah.
And she had it was a bunch of clients and she hated her life.
Oh, she did.
And you were like, well, what if you just, have 10 clients, but you charge quadruple, whatever it was. I don't know the full story.
Yeah.
But then now she only has 10 clients and she's making the same amount of money, but her life is way better. And that's what she wanted to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's a story about, there's an old story about a dentist. I think he's in Australia and he's running the same treadmill, just having 1 million clients. And he decided, I'm going to shut it all down. I'm just going to reimagine this whole thing. And so he just took his best, probably 30% of the clients, and he had tea with them or whatever the Australians do. And they said, okay, if we're gonna continue to work with you, you need to send me 2 or 3 people every year, and we're gonna have this chat and see if we are the right fit. So he slashed his whole advertising, slashed half of his office staff, slashed everything down to just the first step was basically part of the responsibility of being a client is you refer other people to me. That's going to be my whole marketing plan. And that allows me to focus just on you and making sure you get the best results. And apparently he had people flying in from the other side of Australia to come be his dentist. And by the end, it was like, he was making 3-4 times as much money and seeing 20% of the people.
Another example, I'm trying to help people really design your life. My wife has an uncle named Clint. And Clint loved the view of the ocean and loved living in the mountains. I'm not the mountains. If you live in Oklahoma, you would probably call it a mountain, but it's more like a big hill. But he loved the idea of living in San Diego, looking out over the ocean.
Yeah.
So he had a big office, and I don't know all of the details, but long story short, he built this beautiful house with an infinity it's like an infinity edge pool looking out over the mountains.
Oh yeah, those are sick.
Just gorgeous. And I remember talking to him, and I'm like, dude, your house is sick. it is sick. Like, what is your, what's your move here? Like, what's the plan? He goes, well, I used to have an office, and I got to thinking I probably would rather just enjoy my house. So that's what I did. So I built it where it's my house is my office. I'm gonna see if I can pull up a picture here. But he's like, my house is my office, and my office is my house. And then I reject the entire idea of the office that you would maybe accept as your normal reality. So like this is some of the pictures for this dude from 2006. But I remember I'm just like, dude. So we're going up to his house, going to the top of the house. We're getting to the house. That's the house. That's the house. That's the view from the house. That's the view from his tennis court. That's the view from his tennis court. That's the view from his tennis court. That's the view of his pool. That's the view at the San Diego Padres game. Maybe go back to the house. But it's like he just took the money he would spend in a lease and decided to put that into a house. And then his house has the great view, and he rejected the entire idea of having a ton of employees. And he got to a really lean staff of people that really only had jobs that were needed, which I know seems like an insane idea, but I think a lot of people have jobs that they have employees that aren't needed, and they haven't taken the time to design their house or design their life. They just sort of live it. So that's the entrance to his house. That's the house. That's the house. That's the house. House. That's the view. That's the view. They were building the hot tub at the time. That's the house. But it's like the money he was spending on a lease, he just said, I'm done with it, and I'm going to turn that in. So what am I talking about on today's show? David, we're talking about his life design. And I don't care whether you're wanting to design a better bunkie or you're wanting to design a better schedule, a better life. You've got to be intentional to sit down and say, what do I want my life to look like, and design that thing? So let's go back to bunkielife.com. You sat down and thought, you know what? There's got to be a better way to add a bolt-on bedroom for a guy who's just looking to create some extra space for maybe extra visitors, a bolt-on bedroom, an extra office. Tell us about the solutions you have right now, bunkielife.com.
Well, check out the product page there. There's several bunkies with a loft. You can put them in most areas across North America. And there's ones without a loft if you don't want to climb stairs or ladders. And they're a great, quick, easy weekend project for even a DIYer to do with their friends and family. And they, very quickly create a beautiful space on the inside and out. And you can go right away into enjoying it for any of the above purposes that Clay just mentioned.
This is a sauna kit, which also could be used as a detention center in a quarantine camp. So if you're out there today and you remember the CCP and you're wanting to build a quarantine camp, maybe you should go to bunkielife.com and buy some of these. Kidding, not kidding, but maybe it's a thing where maybe you're like, I am a leader of the CCP. I am working on building a quarantine camp. I want to give people enough space where they don't completely freak out, but not a whole lot. Maybe you buy one of these saunas. Maybe that's the deal. I don't know. These are a pop. Are you getting a lot of CCP buyers that are telling you, "Hey, we're trying to get this thing built in time for the quarantine camp"? Are you hearing that a lot, or no?
In the middle of COVID, when it was looking pretty dark and dire, we did get a random inquiry from the government about buying a bunch for up north. That got me a little freaked out. The sale did not end up going through. So take that one or leave that one. I'm not sure.
Please do not buy anything from bunkielife.com. Hey, David Frazier, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate your time, your wisdom, your energy. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Hey, I'm Ryan Wimpy. I'm originally from Tulsa, born and raised here. I've definitely learned a lot about life design and making sure the business serves you. The linear workflow for us and getting everything out on paper and documented is really important. We have workflows that are kind of all over the place, so having linear workflow and seeing that mapped out on multiple different boards is pretty awesome. That's really helpful for me. The atmosphere here is awesome. I definitely just stared at the walls, figuring out how to make my facility look like this place. This place rocks. It's invigorating. The walls are super, it's just very cool. The atmosphere is cool. The people are nice. It's a pretty cool place to be. Very good learning atmosphere. I literally want to model it and steal everything that's here at this facility and basically create it just on our business side. Clay is hilarious. I literally laughed so hard that I started having tears yesterday. And we've been learning a lot, which, you know, we've been sitting here, we've been learning a lot, and so the humor definitely helps. It breaks it up. But the content is awesome, off the charts, and it's very interactive. You can raise your hand. It's not like you're just listening to the professor speak, you know. The wizard teaches, but the wizard interacts and he takes questions, so that's awesome. If you're not attending the conference, you're missing about 3/4 to half of your life. You're definitely, it's probably worth a couple $1,000s. So you're missing the thought process of someone that's already started like 9 profitable businesses. So not only is it a lot of good information, but just getting in the thought process of Clay Clark or Dr. Zellner or any of the other coaches, getting in the thought process of how they're starting all these businesses, to me, just that is priceless. That's money. Well, we're definitely not getting upsold here. My wife and I have attended conferences where where it was great information and then they upsold us like half the conference, and I don't want to like bang my head into a wall, and she's like banging her head into the chair in front of her. Like, it's good information, but we're like, oh my gosh, I want to strangle you. Shut up and go with the presentation that we paid for. And that's not here. There's no upsells or anything, so that's awesome. I hate that. It makes me angry. So glad that's not happening. So the cost of this conference is quite a bit cheaper than business college. I went to a small private liberal arts college and got a degree in business. And I didn't learn anything like they're teaching here. I didn't learn linear workflows. I learned stuff that I'm not using, and I haven't been using for the last 9 years. So what they're teaching here is actually way better than what I got at business school. And I went what was actually ranked as a very good business school. I would definitely recommend that people would check out the Thrive 15 conference. The information that you're going to get is just very, very beneficial, and the mindset that you're going to get, that you're going to leave with, is just absolutely worth the price of a little bit of money and a few days worth of your time.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See? It's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
The Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
All right. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring up my good friend Ryan Wimpy, and his dog, Odin. This dog has the ability to eat me, so I'm sort of concerned. I'll pass the mic to you. And Odin, you can have your own mic if you want, whatever you want, Odin. Okay, I'm a little bit afraid of Odin.
Hi, I'm Ryan Wimpy.
And I'm Rachel Wimpy, and the name of our business is Tip Top Canine.
Our business is a dog training business. We help people with behavioral issues and teach their dog how to listen. When I was learning to become a dog trainer, we didn't learn anything about internet marketing or advertising or anything at all. Just dog training. And that's what's so great about working with Clay and his team, because they do it all for us.
So that we can focus on our passion, and that's training dogs. Clay and his team here, they're so enthusiastic. Their energy is off the charts. Never a dull moment here at Thrive.
We've been working with Clay and his team for the last 5 months, 2 of which have been our biggest months ever. 1, our biggest gross by 35%. Clay's helped us make anything from brochures to stickers, new business cards, new logos, scripts for phones, script for email, script for text message, scripting for everything.
How I would describe the weekly meetings with Clay and his team are awesome. They're so effective. It's worth every minute. Things get done. We'll ask for things like different flyers, and they're done before our hour is up. So it's just awesome, extremely effective.
If you don't use Clay and his team, you're probably going to be pulling your hair out, or you're going to spend half of your time trying to figure out the online marketing game and producing your own flyers and marketing materials, print materials, all the stuff like that. You're really losing a lot as far as lost productivity and lost time. Not having a professional do it, it has a real sense of urgency and that actually knows what they're doing when you already have something that's your core focus that you already know how to do.
You would also be missing out with all the time and financial freedom that you would have working with Clay and his team.
We would recommend Clay and his team to other business owners because they need to be working on their business, not just trying to figure out the online game, which is complex and changing daily. So no one has a marketing team too. Most people don't. They can't afford one, and their local web guy or a local person that they know probably can't do everything that a whole team and a whole floor of people can do in hours and not just weeks or months. There's a definite sense of urgency with Clay and his team. I used to have to ride other web people, really ride them to get stuff done, and stuff is done so fast here, and there's a real sense of urgency to get it done.
All right, JT, so hypothetically, in your mind, what is the purpose of having a business?
To get you to your goals. So it's a vehicle to get you to your destination.
Whoa. And would you need profits to get there? I mean, is when you have a business that's successful, in your mind, in your expert opinion, would you need profits to get you to your goals?
Yeah, because if you have a $15 million business, but you have $15 million of expenses, it's kind of pointless.
Holy crap!
All right, so the question I would have here for you, if you could take 10 minutes or less and see if you could save $3,000 a year by reducing your credit card fees, would you do it?
Yes, absolutely.
Holy crap!
Why would somebody out there who's listening right now who has a sane mind, why would they not go to thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card, thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card to schedule a 10-minute consultation to see if they can reduce their credit card fees by at least $3,000 a year.
Why would they not do it?
Yeah, why would they not do it?
Maybe because they didn't understand how you said the website.
This tree is a symbol of the spirit of the Griswold family Christmas.
No, that's clear. Okay, so that could be true. So I would encourage everybody to check out thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card, thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card. What would be another reason why someone would not be willing to take 10 minutes to compare rates to see if they could save $3,000 or more on credit card fees?
Maybe they think it is a waste of time and that it won't. It's not possible.
There's somebody out there that's making more than $3,000 every 10 minutes, and they're like, nah, that's not worth my time.
We getting there, right money. We getting there, right money.
There's probably someone out there
Okay.
that would think that.
Well, I'll just tell you, folks, if you're out there today and you're making less than $3,000 per 10 minutes, I would highly recommend that you go to thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card because you can compare rates, you can save money. And, the big goal, in my opinion, of building a business is to create time freedom and financial freedom. And in order to do that, you have to maximize your profits.
Holy crap.
Now, one way to maximize your profits is to increase your revenue. Another way to do it is to decrease your expenses.
It's a profit deal. It takes the pressure off.
JT, is there any other reason why somebody would not be willing to take 10 minutes to compare rates to see if they could save a total of $3,000 a year on average?
I am at a loss and I cannot think of any other.
Shampoo is better. I go on first and clean the hair. Conditioner is better. I leave the hair silky and smooth. Oh, really, fool? Really? Stop looking at me, Swan.
Well, let me tell you a good story here real quick here. I actually, years ago, compared rates with this company here called IPS. It's Integrated Payment Services. And I scheduled a consultation. I don't know that I was skeptical. I just thought, whatever, I'll take 10 minutes. I'll compare rates.
I can't tell.
You can tell me I'm a doctor.
No, I mean, I'm just not sure.
Or can't you take a guess?
Well, not for another 2 hours.
You can't take a guess for another 2 hours?
And in my particular case, I save over $20,000 a year.
Holy crap.
Wow.
Which is, like groceries when my wife goes to the organic stores.
Find everything you need today?
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Oh, God. No.
Everything okay, ma'am?
It's just that you've only scanned a few items and it's already $60. I'm so scared.
Okay, I'm a trained professional, ma'am. I've scanned a lot of groceries. I need you to stay with me.
It's just that my in-laws are in town and they want a charcuterie board.
Well, this isn't gonna be easy, so I need you to be brave, all right? What's your name?
Patricia.
Trisha, all right. I need you to take a deep breath. We're about to do the cheese.
That's the difference between eating organic and not organic. So because my wife eats organic, I had to take the 10 minutes needed to compare rates to save the $20,000 a year on credit card fees just for one of my companies.
One question, what's the brand name of the clock?
The brand name of the clock, Rod. Do we have it? Name of the clock. It's an elegant from Ridgeway. It's from Ridgeway.
Let's
buy the clock
and sell the fireplace.
So I encourage everybody out there, go to thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card. You schedule a free consultation, request information. A member of our team will call you. They'll schedule a free consultation. It should take you 10 minutes or less. And they're going to compare rates and see if they can't save you more than $3,000 a year off of your credit card processing.
You were hoping what?
I wouldn't owe you money at the end of the day.
No, you don't owe us money.
Because at the end of the day, the goal of a business is to create time freedom and financial freedom. In order to do that, you need to create additional profits.
The number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year. We are Jared and Jennifer Johnson. We own Platinum Pest and Lawn and are located in Owasso, Oklahoma. And we have been working with Thrive for business coaching for almost a year now.
Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to share some wins with you guys that we've had by working with Thrive. First of all, we're on the top page of Google now. Okay. I just want to let you know what type of accomplishment this is. Our competition, Orkin, Terminex, They're both $1.3 billion companies. They both have 2,000 to 3,000 pages of content attached to their website. So to basically go from virtually non-existent on Google to up on the top page is really saying something. But that's come by being diligent to the systems that Thrive has, by being consistent and diligent on doing podcasts and staying on top of those podcasts to really help with getting up on with their listing and ranking there with Google.
And also we've been trying to get Google reviews, asking our customers for reviews. And now we're the highest rated and most reviewed pest and lawn company in the Tulsa area. And that's really helped with our conversion rate. And the number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year.
Wait, say that again. How much are we up?
411%.
Okay, so 411% we're up with our new customers. Amazing.
Right. So not only do we have more customers calling in, we're able to close those deals at a much higher rate than we were before. Right now, our closing rate is about 85%, and that's largely due to, first of all, like our Google reviews that we've gotten people really see that our customers are happy, but also we have a script that we follow. And so when customers call in, they get all the information that they need. That script has been refined time and time again. It wasn't a one and done deal. It was a system that we followed with Thrive in the refining process, and that has obviously the 411% shows that system works.
Yeah. So here's a big one for you. So last week alone, our booking percentage was 91%. We actually booked more deals, more new customers last year than we did the first 5 months. Or I'm sorry, we booked more deals last week than we did the first 5 months of last year from before we worked with Thrive. So again, we booked more deals last week than the first 5 months of last year. And it's incredible. But the reason why we have that success is by implementing the systems that Thrive has taught us and helped us out with.
Some of those systems that we've implemented are group interviews. That way we've really been able to come up with a really great team. We've created and implemented checklists. That way everything gets done and it gets done right. It creates accountability. We're able to make sure that everything gets done properly, both out in the field and also in our office. And also doing the podcast, like Jared had mentioned, that has really, really contributed to our success. But that, like I said, the diligence and consistency in doing those and that system has really, really been a big blessing in our lives. And also, it's really shown that we've gotten the success from following those systems.
Yeah. So before working with Thrive, we were basically stuck. Really no new growth with our business. And we were in a rut and we didn't know.
The last 3 years, our customer base had pretty much stayed the same. We weren't shrinking, but we weren't really growing either.
Yeah, and so we didn't really know where to go, what to do, how to get out of this rut that we're in. But Thrive helped us with that. They implemented those systems. They taught us those systems. They taught us the knowledge that we needed in order to succeed. Now it's been a grind. Absolutely, it's been a grind this last year. But we're getting those fruits from that hard work and the diligent effort that we're able to put into it. So again, we were in a rut. Thrive helped us get out of that rut. And if you're thinking about working with Thrive, quit thinking about it and just do it. Do the action, and you'll get the results. It will take hard work and discipline, but that's what it's going to take in order to really succeed. So we just want to give a big shout out to Thrive, a big thank you out there to Thrive. We wouldn't be where we're at now without their help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Moore. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. 1 month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system that will grow your practice and get you the results that you're looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985.
Hello, my name is Charles Colaw with Colaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Crockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours where he does these tours all across the country where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. So I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy. Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company or, navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See? It's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that You guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
The Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
If we go back 8 years ago, think about the number of clients you had back then versus the number of clients you have now. As a percentage, what has been the growth over the past 8 years, do you think? We got to inspire somebody out there who just doesn't have the time to listen to their calls.
Okay, so Clay, it's like I would go up and down from about $10,000 a month up to about $40,000, but it's up and down roller coaster. And so now we've got it to where we're in excess of 100 clients.
That's awesome.
And so I would have anywhere from 5 clients to 20 clients on my own with networking, but I had no control over it. I didn't, without the systems, you're going to be victimized by your own business.
For somebody out there who struggles with math, if you, let's say that your average number of clients was 30 and you go to 100, as a percentage, what is that?
I have doubled every year since working with you. So I've doubled in clients, I've doubled in revenue every year. It's 100% growth every year I've worked with. Now, so I'm looking, we've been good friends 7-8 years, and I've got doubled 5 times.
Which is just incredible. I mean, the first time you do it, that's one thing, but when you do it repeatedly,
yeah,
I mean, that's unbelievable.
We're working our Blessed Assurance off this year to double. We're planning on doubling again. We're incorporating some new things in there to really help us do it, but we are going to double again this year. I started coaching, but it would go up and down, Clay. That's when I came to you, as I was going up and down, and I wanted to go up and up instead of up and down. And so that's when it needed a system. So creating a system is you have nailed down specific steps that you're going to take no matter how you feel, no matter the results. You lean into them and you do them regardless of what's happening. You lean into them and it will give you X number of leads. You follow up with those leads, turns into sales. Well, I tell you, it's if you don't have a script and you don't have a system, then every day is a whole new creation. You're creating a lot of energy just to figure out what are you going to do.
Right.
And the best executives, Peter Drucker is a father of modern management. He said, the most effective executives make one decision a year. what you do is you make a decision, what is your system, and then you work like the dickens to make sure you follow that system. And so that's really what it's all about. So with a script here, we have a brand new gal that just came in working for us. She nailed down the script, and she's been nailing down appointments. Usually we try to get one appointment for every 100 calls. We make 200 to 300 calls a day per rep.
Right.
And she's been nailing down 5 and 8 appointments a day.
Somebody out there's having a hard time.
That script.
So she's making how many calls a day?
She's making between 200 and 300 calls a day.
Whoa. And our relationship is weird in that we do. If someone were to buy an Apple computer today, and or let's say you bought a personal computer, a PC, the computer is made by, let's say, Dell, but then the software in the computer would be Microsoft, let's say, or Adobe or whatever that is. So I basically make the systems. And you're like the computer, and I'm like the software. It's kind of how I would describe our relationship. Yeah. Tim, I want to ask you this. You and I reconnected. I think it was in the year 2000 and what was it? Maybe 2010. Is that right? 2011, maybe, or maybe further down the road. Maybe 2013.
2012.
Okay, so 2012, and at that time I was 5 years removed from the DJ business, and you were how many years removed from tax and accounting software?
It was about 10, 11 years.
We met, how did we re-meet? What was the first interaction? There was some interaction where you and I first connected. I just remember that somehow you and I went to Hideaway Pizza. But do you remember when we first reconnected?
Yeah, well, we had that speaking thing that...
there it was. So it was Victory Christian Center. I was speaking there.
My name is Robert Redmond. I actually first met Clay almost 3 years ago to the day. I don't know if he remembers it or not, but I wasn't working with him at the time. I asked to see him and just ask him some questions to help, direct my life, to get some mentorship. But I've been working with Clay for now just over a year. The role I play here is a business coach, business consultant. I work with different businesses, implementing best practice processes and systems that I have learned here by working with Clay. And the experience working here has, to put it real plainly, has been just life-changing. I have not only learned new things and have gained new knowledge, but I have gained a whole new mindset that I believe wherever I end up will serve me well throughout the rest of my life. Since working with Clay, I have learned so much. I mean, I would like to say almost everything about business in terms of the different categories. I haven't learned it all. But I've learned all about marketing. I've learned about advertising. I've learned about branding. I've learned how to create a sales process for organizations in any industry. I've learned how to sell. I've learned how to create repeatable systems and processes and hold people accountable. How to hire people. It's almost like every aspect of a business you can learn. I have learned a lot in those different categories. And then, again, the mindset that I've gained here has been huge. Working here, you can't be a mediocre person. You are a call to a higher standard of excellence, and then as you're called to that standard here, you begin to see those outcomes in every area of your life. That standard of excellence that you want to implement, no matter what you're involved in. I would like to describe the other people that work with Clay are people that are going somewhere with their life. Marshall in the group interview talks about how the best fits for this organization are the people that are goal-oriented. So they're on their own trajectory, and we're on our own trajectory. And the best fits are those people where there can be a mutually beneficial relationship, that as we pursue our goals and we help the business pursue those goals, the business helps us pursue our goals as well. And so I'd say people that are driven, people that want to make something of their lives, people that are goal-oriented, they're focused, and they're committed to overcoming any adversity that may come their way. Clay's passion for helping business owners grow their businesses it's unique in that I don't know if there's anyone else that can be as passionate. whenever a business starts working with Clay, it's almost as like Clay is running that business in the sense that he has something at stake. He's just serving them. They're one of his clients, but it's as if he is actively involved in the business. Whenever they have a win, he's posting it all over his social media. He's shouting it across the room here at Thrive. He's sending people encouraging messages. He can kind of be that life coach and business coach in terms of being that a motivator and that champion for people's businesses. It's again unique because there's no one else I've seen get so excited about and passionate about other people's businesses. The kind of people that wouldn't like working with Clay are people that are satisfied with mediocrity. People that want to get through life by just doing enough, by just getting by. People who are not looking to develop themselves, people who are not coachable, people who think that they know it all and they're unwilling to change. I would say those are the type of people. In short, anyone that's content with mediocrity would not like working with Clay. So if you're meeting Clay for the first time, the advice I'd give you is definitely come ready to take tons of notes. Every time Clay speaks, he it gives you a wealth of knowledge that you don't want to miss. I remember the first time that I met Clay, I literally carried a notebook with me all around. I was looking at this notebook the other day, actually. I carried a notebook with me all around, and I just took tons of notes. I filled the entire notebook in about 3 or 4 months, just from being around Clay, following him, and learning from him. And then I would say, come coachable. Be open to learning something new. Be open to challenging yourself. Be open to learning and adjusting parts about you that need to be adjusted.